Good morning, everyone. I am Christian Philip Salitivil from Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English, second year student section B. So for today's discussion, we'll be talking about the Goodell'S reading skill ladder and stages of reading. So before we jump into the main topic, let me introduce first our lesson objective or the learning outcome. Objectives. At the end of discussions, students are expected to describe Grace Goodell's reading skills ladder and stages of reading, distinguish the significance of understanding Grace Goodell's reading skills ladder and stages of reading, and formulates a reading strategy in respect to Grace Goodell's reading skills ladder. So first, let us know who is Grace Goodell. Grace E. Goodell is a retired professor of international development at the Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies in Washington, D.C. Goodell received her PhD or Doctor of Philosophy in Anthropology from Columbia University, where she studied under Konrad Arnsberg. Her principal work was the elementary structure of political life, rural development in Pahlavi, Iran, Oxford University Press in 1966. So next, Grace Goodell is the one who developed a priceless concept by devising a reading skill ladder. So, she is the one who revised and improvised. Siya yung gumawa and nag-improve ng reading skills ladder. So, present the sequence of reading skills that learner must master before they become skilled with more complex ones. So, the purpose of this reading skills ladder is to enhance the learner and to become more skilled and complex in terms of reading. So this is used para mas maging palawak ang pag-iisip ng isang learner and to practice enhancing, evaluating one's reading skills. So these are the list of Grace Goodell's reading skill ladder. Reading skill ladder by Grace E. Goodell's. Basic sight of words using phonetic analysis using structural analysis, using contextual clues, vocabulary building, finding the main idea, finding the supporting details, interfering meanings, drawing conclusions, classifying and organizing facts, using parts of the book, using the dictionary, using the encyclopedias and other reference books, borrowing library books for research and enjoyment, starting your private library collection, exposure to reading from mass media, and reading from the internet. So these are the examples of basic sight words. Stage is the phonetic analysis. So phonetic analysis is based on the traditional classification of speech sounds using the International Phonetic Alphabet or the IPA. So this is referred to the use of English or traditional alphabet. Also from the word phonetic, it is related to the speech sound. So also called phonics, it is a study of sound, symbol or phoneme grapheme relationship. So this phonetic analysis is the use to teach vowel, consonant, and combination of groups or words, like for example, the use of CVC. So alam niyo ba yung CVC? CVC in reading strategy. This is the consonant, vowel, consonant, like that. For example, cat. Another example, dog, and more. So, sounding out words by separating a larger word into the smaller sounds. So, both vowel and consonant sounds and blends that make it up. Third one is the use of structural analysis or the using structural analysis. So the process of using familiar words, parts, base words, prefixes, and suffixes to determine the meaning of unfamiliar words, breaking down unknown words into prefixes and suffixes, then into syllables. So, from its own word structural, this is the effort on how to make the proper using of language or words and its structure of grammar. So be sure your student understand that many prefixes and suffixes have more than one meaning, as in inactive and in rogue. And that even when they know the correct meaning of affix, they might still come up with the incorrect definition. Of course, because some words with suffixes and affixes have different meaning from their base form. So this stage using of structural analysis is to understand how the words formulate and have meaning. So the third stage is the using contextual clues. So, using contextual clues hints that the author gives to help define a difficult or unusual word. The clue may appear within the same sentence as the word to which it refers, or it might be in the preceding or subsequent sentence. So, in this stage, from the use of context clues, during when we are reading, we can identify words with difficult meaning in each sentence by using word clues with it. We can possible find it sa unahan or right after na sa binabasa natin. So let us proceed for the types of context clues. So first we have synonym. This is the word with the same meaning is used in the sentence. Of course, all of us are familiar with it. This is refers to the same meaning of words. So second, we have the antonyms. Antonyms is the word or group of words that has the opposite meaning, reveals the meaning of an unknown term. So opposite to the synonym, we have the antonym. This is the opposite meaning in that reveal in the reading sentence. So the third one, we have the explanation. So the unknown word is explained within rather this sentence or in the sentence immediately preceding. So in this part, the explanation refers to the sentence that have difficult o mga mahihirap na words or unfamiliar words, but makita naman natin ang explanation nito sa susunod na sentence na binabasa natin. So, the last is the examples. So, examples is the specific example are used to define the term. So, these are the easiest part, no? The example, we can easily identify it kasi most of the times nahiwalay siya sa statement or nakikita natin siya pagkatapos ng statement or nakikita natin siya pagkatapos ng sentence. So next, we have the vocabulary building stage. So a rich vocabulary is a valuable asset and an important attribute of success in any walk of life. So for me, this is the most important components of literacy and we need it in our everyday living. So as we are the students, we need to understand the meaning of words in order to comprehend it or para maintindihan natin yung binabasa natin. So also as an English teacher or as a future English teacher, no? So we need to have it because students' knowledge of words is the single greatest predictor of their reading comprehension. Mas naiintindihan natin yung binabasa natin if naiintindihan natin yung every single of words sa binabasa natin. So now, let us proceed for the 7 steps in building vocabulary. Step 1, The read, read, read. Read the more reading you do, the faster you will reach your goal of building your vocabulary. So yes, this is true. So in step 1, you must read, read, read. Sabi nga nila, the wider reader is the most intelligent person. So step 2, repeat words several times. Saying a word several times a day for many days is a surefire way of making you remember it. So in step 2, this is not applicable for all, but most of the times is applicable, no, sa mga gumagamit nito. Repeat the word several times or saying a word several times, no? Sinasabi natin isang word para mas ma-familiarize natin and mas ma-memorize natin yung certain words to commit a vocabulary in our own. So, the step 3 is look at words with the mind of a child. Young children learn words very quickly. So, in step 3, we must think like a child, or we must learn like a child, because yung mga bata is mas nakukuha nila, or mas kung nakapokus tayo sa pagtuturo or mas nakapokus tayo sa learning, mas nakukuha natin or na-adapt natin yon. So step 4, have fun by playing word games the next time you hang out with your family. Instead of just sitting on the couch and watching TV, invite them to play word games. So sabi dito, in steps in building vocabulary, play a word games. So this is also help us to build more vocabulary in ourselves. Step 5, make it personal. Making words personal, meaningful to you will make them stand out and you will retain them better. So, yung mga words daw is mas i-adapt or gagamitin mo personally para mas maalala mo or mas magagamit mo siya in your everyday living. So in step 6, use your imagination to create images of the word. These techniques is used the most often to concrete rather than abstract object. So in step 6, to build your vocabulary, you must think your or you must use your imagination to create images in the word. So mas mapafamiliarize o mas matatandaan natin isang word if gagamitan natin siya ng imagination. So step 7, practice using elaboration is a technique a lot of people use remember word. So yes, most of us make this, no? Di lang natin napapansin, practice using elaboration, no? Pinapractice natin gamitin yung mga unfamiliar words, no? To build our vocabulary sa mga ginagamit natin for our everyday sentences or in our academic writing, right? That. So that is the 7th step in building our vocabulary. So next, we have defining the main idea. So the main idea sentence of a paragraph tells what the paragraph is about. It is the key concept being expressed. So in defining the main idea, this is help us to determine who or what is the focus of the text that you are reading. Most of the times when you are reading, sometimes, for example, articles, books, academic writing, you can see the main idea in the first part of the text, or the articles or the academic writings. You can see the main idea in the first part. So, sa introductory part siya ng text na binabasa mo. So, understanding the topic, the gist, or the larger conceptual framework of the textbook, chapter, an article, a paragraph, a sentence, or a passage is a sophisticated reading text. Textbook chapters, articles, paragraphs, sentences, or passage, all of have topics and main ideas. So, like I said earlier, these are the example of the reading context na pwede mong basahin na makikita mo sa first part or sa introductory part yung main idea. So we have 3 types of paragraphs. So the introductory paragraphs. So what is introductory paragraphs? Tells you in advance such things as the main ideas of the chapter or sections. the extent or limits of the coverage, how the topic is developed, and the writer's attitude towards the topic. So this is your introduction, no? So dito introduce or ini-introduce rather and ang main idea kung ano ba talaga yung idea na gagamitin mo or gagamitin ng writer or kung patungkol saan ba topic or yung topic mo or yung topic ng writer. Also your scope, kung ano ba yung coverage ng binabasa mo and kung ano ba yung babahagi ng writer sa topic na binabasa mo. So the next is the transitional paragraphs. Are usually short. Their sole function is to tie together what you have read so far and what is to come, not to set the stage for succeeding ideas of the chapter or sections. So transitional paragraph naman is a short paragraph from topic change to another topic change. So the sense of this is is to act as a conclusion that contains of main idea. Kumbaga nandito na lahat sa isang short paragraph or it is the tie, no, pagkakasunod-sunod ng supporting ideas. So the last one is the summarizing paragraphs. Summarizing paragraphs are used to restate briefly the main idea of the chapter or section. So summarizing paragraph naman is nire-restate mo lang yung whole na ginawa mo na from the main ideas, thoughts, and result in the short paragraph. So the next stage is defining the supporting details. So details, major and minor, support the main idea by telling how, what, when, where, why, how much, or how many. So in this part naman, more on we can locate the supporting details in the body part ng binabasa natin. That tell us the how, kung paano ito ginawa or paano nangyari, and the what, kung paano, kung ano, rather, kung ano yung nangyari, and when, kung kailan, where is for the settings or locations, why, kung bakit nangyari, and the how much and how many. These are the possible that you can see in the supporting details. Pag nahanap mo ito sa binabasa mo, that means these are the supporting details. So next, we have the interfering meanings, drawing, and conclusions. So drawing conclusion refers to information that is implied or inferred. So this means that the information is never clearly stated. Inference is just a big word that means a conclusion or judgment. If you infer that something has happened, you do not see, hear, feel, smell, or taste the actual event. So the next stage is classifying and organizing facts. Classifying is separating various things of the basis of some criteria. Organizing facts are how to classify the facts and how to use that classification to arrange those facts in a particular rational order. So in this stage of reading, we have classifying and organizing fact. Here you are not just comprehending kung ano yung binabasa mo, but you are also have the ability to practice and to identify kung ano ba yung sequence or pagkasunod-sunod ng iyong binabasa. You have the ability to understand and organize into rational order. So the next one is I using or using a dictionary. So it is called a word reference, word book, lexicon, or vocabulary. So it is a collection of words. It is the one whose specific languages often listed alphabetically or by radical and stroke for ideographic languages, with usage information, definition, etymologies, phonetics, pronunciation, and other information. Or a book of words in one language with their equivalents in another. It's also known as a lexicon. So this is the using of dictionary as a to enhance your reading skills. So the next one is the using the encyclopedias and the other reference books. It is a type of reference work, a compendium holding a summary of information from either all branches of knowledge or a particular branch of knowledge. Encyclopedias are divided into articles or entries, which are usually accessed alphabetical by article's name. So the next one is the borrowing library books for research and enjoyment. So, give the importance of reading in the library not only for academic use, but also for enjoyment. Because there is a section of a library where you can find books that are entertaining but still educational books intended for the needs and wants of the students or the learners that they enhance their reading skills. So the next one is starting your private library collection. So reading of books and other references will encourage children to create and start a mini library of collection of books from her past years in learning and also to other references that he or she is reading so that she or he can enhance their reading skills. The next stage is the exposure to reading from mass media. So, these are the forms of mass media: the broadcast, film, video games, audio recording and reproduction, internet blogs, mobile, print media, books, and magazines. So as we are in the 21st century, we can use media to enhance more our reading skills. These media platforms help us to improve or to ameliorate our reading skills in the certain context or certain topics. So the last stage of Goodell's reading skill ladders and stages of reading is the reading from the internet. Reading from the internet is the most and easiest way, not only for the children but also for the adults, to gather information from a certain topic, but always teach children to examine if the article or information that they are reading is based on facts or not. That's all for my topics and for my discussions. Thank you for listening.